right here at Portman Road. It's the second of the Championship playoff semi-final first legs. It's a huge one at East Anglia. Two rivals going head-to-head, Ipswich Town and Norwich City, in what is quite simply a brilliant atmosphere here at Portman Road. But for the managers, it's all about keeping your players cool in this big game. Let's hear from them now. Alex Neil, Mick McCarthy have been speaking to Jonathan Oates.
How crucial is it that you make home advantage count today?
We don't know, do we, until we've played the games, and then for me to set that up as if we have to win only adds pressure to it. This will be won on Saturday, whatever, 2 o'clock next Saturday. It's not going to be finished now. Whatever the result today, it's not going to be finished.
Alex, you won more away games than at home this season, so what are you looking to get out of this first leg?
Another one, pretty simply. So yeah, we've came here to win the game. We'll look to try and win every game, so we're going to approach it in the exact same manner.
You've said Norwich have got the best squad in the Championship. Does that show the size of the task that you've got?
Yeah, arguably, but the two teams that have won our league, we drew with the one that won it twice, and we beat the one that finished second twice. So that's this league, and we're capable of beating anybody in our day. But yeah, it's a tough task for us, but it is for Norwich as well.
You came close to automatic promotion. Have the players had enough time to take stock and really embrace the challenge of the playoffs now?
Yeah, of course they have. The one thing is, once you haven't achieved that goal, you move on to the next one, and this is a sort of second chance, if you like, and we want to make sure that it doesn't pass us by.
And ever since that whistle went on the final day of the Championship season a week ago, all the fans have talked about is today and this first leg here at Portman Road between Ipswich Town and Norwich City. What will happen over the course of the next 90 minutes? Let's find out in the company of our commentators, Don Goodman. And first, it's good afternoon to Daniel Mann.
Yes, good afternoon, Simon. A real pleasure and a privilege to be here today. Let's take a check on the team news and changes for both sides. Ipswich restore Luke Varney to their lineup after he was ineligible at parent club Blackburn last week. Mauritian international Kevin Bruce steps into midfield. His inclusion in particular affords Mick McCarthy some real flexibility in terms of shape. In terms of goals, look no further than the front two. If you include Freddie Sears' Colchester tally, 50 goals between him and Daryl Murphy this season. Norwich welcome back a refreshed and rested Cameron Jerome, their chief goal threat, 19 so far. Alex Tetty hasn't had much in the way of training this week, but he fills that important defensive midfield role after missing a couple of games with a knee injury. Stephen Whittaker and Graham Dorrans also recalled. Bradley Johnson is their player of the year, 15 goals from various midfield positions. Twice he has suffered in the playoffs with Leeds. You know how the old saying goes. David McGoldrick has not played since February, but a potent option to bring off the bench for Ipswich. Wes Hoolahan and an in-form Gary Hooper represent real game-changing potential for Norwich City. So much riding on this. It is a time to make a mark, a time to make history, a time to write a name indelibly in East Anglian football folklore. In these parts, it is the derby, and it is live next. There have been East Anglian derbies with potentially more riding on them. Easter 81 springs to mind when Ipswich were chasing a league title and Norwich was seeking survival. Neither achieved their aims that season, but never has this fixture been so directly decisive. Well, there is a passion, a fervour for football here that is often underestimated. Hoping to get on the end of. It could pop up anywhere, Brew. It gives Mick McCarthy plenty of options in terms of formation. Tyrone Mings is up there. Academicals to the promotion last season through them in Scotland. They'll break for Murphy. Trying to get away from Martin. Sears waits. Remarkable save from Ruddy. Not once, but twice. And Whittaker away.
Like you said, not once, but twice. Daryl Murphy does outstandingly well. Power, pace, unselfishness. Finds Sears. That's brilliant. That's even better. Because goalkeepers work on the training ground hour after hour about making a save and getting up very, very quickly. And watch John Ruddy. Look how quickly gets to his feet. And that denies Varney as well. Option here of Bradley Johnson having a strike at goal is certainly standing with intent.
Well, everything is going his way in that respect this season. He does strike it. Well, you can understand why he fancied it, the form he's been in.
It's a fraction ambitious, has to be said. It was going to take something extremely spectacular, but...
Here's Dorrans. Whittaker up against Sears here, and he'll deliver, and Howson! Well, Chambers did well.
Brilliant. That is fantastic defending.
Oh, Howson with a clever flick. It's teed up for Tetty, who can hit them, and has hit one just wide.
I think even you thought that was in, didn't you? Everybody on this side of the ground saw the ball hit some kind of a post and roll across the back of the net. It's a very clever effort, but that's how close it is. It bounces off the side netting, hits the blue stanchion at the side of the goal, and rolls and shakes the net, and people think he scored. He was very, very close.
Attracted a lot of Premier League attention. Dorrans. Bradley Johnson's arriving.
Well, that's where a decent proportion of his goals have come from, isn't it? Crosses into the box. He arrives fantastically well. He's got the run on Luke Chambers, gets up early. Just can't quite hit the target.
Well, it's a scenario that often spells Martin intercepted. Importantly so. Here's Kevin Brew. Bishop outside him. 4 in the area here for Ipswich. And it's an enticing ball. And Anderson with the opportunity.
Well, heading has, with respect, never been Paul Anderson's greatest strength. And Teddy Bishop does well, teases a ball in there. Anderson's movement is good. He gets himself in front of Bradley Johnson, but I think he just tries to maybe put too much power on that.
Murphy up. Now Paul Anderson, the substitute. Chambers. Oh, and Murphy does get on the end of it. I don't think he was necessarily expecting to with Personne rising.
Well, I don't know. He gambles a little bit, doesn't he? And that's what we were saying that Nathan Redmond hadn't done earlier. He gambles, and it's no more than a half chance, but can't quite get enough on it. But good thing is
a chance. Chambers has an opportunity to hurl it in there, or will he go short to Brew? Yes, he will. Chambers' delivery, and Personne getting there ahead of Paul Anderson. The only shouts about whether he might have been pulled down came from behind the goal.
Oh, again, he pins Personne there. Forces the defender to clear. I mean, there is a little bit of a pull on him, isn't there, really? But
Bradley Johnson up well. Jerome hoping to get away now from Smith. Well, the cross will fall kindly for Howson. Very kindly indeed. Johnny Howson makes the breakthrough for Norwich City. And delirium in that corner of Canaries at Portman Road.
well, finished with aplomb, but made by Cameron Jerome, by his strength, by his determination. There's a coming together there. Arguably a free kick, but gets to the byline, and then he picks out the most perfect cutback. Tommy Smith doesn't appeal, does he? So tend to lean on the fact that it wasn't a foul, but what a finish that is. It's intelligent, very intelligent from Cameron Jerome. He knows that if he pulls it back a bit, there's a chance that a teammate might be arriving. That teammate is Johnny Howson, and he's Johnny on the spot, and Alex Neil loves that.
No hanging about. Martin only presents it to Sears, though. Keeps his feet. Ronnie might get there. Murphy might. Anderson does! Just take in that noise. Ipswich Town back on terms. Thanks to the substitute Paul Anderson.
Well, I think the roof might have just come off Portman Road, I really do. What a noise has greeted that goal, because it is vital, but it's typical Ipswich. It's a long ball up from the goalkeeper. Defenders don't deal with it. Sears does really well. The shot is hard, it's powerful, too hot for John Ruddy. and Daryl Murphy is alive. He follows it in, makes life difficult for the goalkeeper, and it falls very kindly for Paul Anderson, who keeps his head and slots the ball home. And look what it means, look what it means to Mick McCarthy and Ipswich Town.
Well, it's his first goal of 2015 if he doesn't get another one all year. The Ipswich. Short of Bishop. He's certainly got some neat feet. It's Brew's ball in. An opportunity for Tommy Smith.
Well, that's one where I'm not sure that Tommy Smith was expecting the defender to miss this. It's a very, very late reaction as the ball sails over Whittaker at the far post.
Johnny Howson. Redman. Norwich may yet finish on a high here. It's a dazzling bit of work by Redmond. And Białkowski up to the task.
Well, I'm going to criticise Christoph Berra here because the centre-half doesn't recognise the...
At Wembley against Sunderland. Anderson's after this again.
Well, difficult. Very difficult. The ball is going away from him. He has to take it on the volley, but clever movement and a clever pass. And that movement and pass get him in behind Whittaker, but would have been special. Very, very difficult technique to pull off. Off balance.
Well, Murphy there.
They are winning most of their aerial duels. The only thing Ipswich can do is just put them under pressure. I mean, he'll be disappointed with that a little bit.
Against Barnsley. Oh, and Freddie Sears coming in here, and that's a chance.
It is a chance. It's just been a little bit on the periphery for me. Freddie Sears gets a good look at this, the flight of it and everything. And really, at the very least, should be hitting the target and making...
Oh, and he's going to find Bradley Johnson here. And it got a deflection. Well, there was real determination to get out there, wasn't there?
Yeah, I wonder how crucial this deflection is. We're going to see in a second, but really well worked. They get the overload on the far side. Redmond spots Bradley Johnson. And he gets a lot of power in this strike. It's Luke Chambers. Well, it looked like it might have been going wide anyway.
Wes Houlihan with a chance to really influence things here. And towards Personne. Teed up for Johnson, and again it's Chambers who's in the right place at the right time. Nipped in, stole that, and now Murphy has a chase on, and it's a chase he might win. Freddie Sears arriving. Oh, Martin winning the war there. If a goal's going to come, you feel at the moment it's going to come from Norwich, but it will stick in the core of Mick McCarthy if it comes from a set piece. Bradley Johnson is up.
Again, it's another ball that comes in where a player goes up for a header, but under enormous pressure. Can't do anything with it. It's mattered. It's been outstanding.
Well, in 7 days' time, we will start again with a clean slate at Carrow Road. Both managers will be pleased to some degree. Alex Neil pleased to come out with a positive result. Mick McCarthy delighted with the way they restricted the potent power that Norwich possess. Johnny Howson giving them the breakthrough after some brilliant work by Cameron Jerome down the left-hand side, but the lead did not last for long. Paul Anderson on as a substitute, pouncing to gobble up the rebound after a John Ruddy spill from Freddie Sears' shot. And it's all level. John Ruddy with a terrific double save right at the start of the game, a contribution from the England international that could mean a great deal come the final reckoning. But the final reckoning is still